Hi everyone, this is John. I'm the designer and artist of the Ludus, and I just want to put together a quick video here to show you the basics of how to play the game and explain the different parts that you get in the box. The Ludus is a 1 to 2 player card game about training your group of recruits to become the best gladiators in the Empire, and hopefully bring your Ludus or gladiator school back to its former reputation. To start your setup, you'll notice that there's a group of 6 yellow recruit cards in the deck. What you want to do is remove all 6, shuffle them, and deal 3 random ones, as I've done here, in front of your playing area. Each recruit card has a max health, a starting stamina, and a gold cost if you come across any of the other recruits in the deck, as you may be able to purchase them to add them to your ranks. And once you have those on your playing field, you can add their starting health and starting stamina with the red and white dice. Alright, and then once you've done that, you'll also notice in the box you'll get 2 cards, and both are a gold counter card and a quick reference card, which you can use just to show the steps on your turn so you can keep track. So you just want to place those off to the side. And next you're going to take one of the little gold tokens and you're going to start your gold off with 10. You'll also get an extra little gold token in the box, which you can use for the 2-player version of the game. Alright. You'll also notice you'll get some punch-out tokens, and these are victory tokens, and this is the point of the game. You're essentially trying to defeat enemies, and for every enemy you defeat, you get a victory token. And once you've earned 7 of these, you win the game. So to start your turn, instead of drawing a card, what you're going to do is increase your stamina by training each recruit by 1 point. And stamina in the game is used primarily for weapons or to dodge an attack. To dodge an attack costs 2 stamina, but weapons can vary, so it'll depend on what you get. Alright, now that we've trained our recruits, we're going to draw our first card. And we've got our first enemy. This is not a normal enemy, this one's actually a veteran, as you can see in the top right, shown by the victory token symbol. And some veterans will have special abilities, like they may roll a certain number to block an attack or to add extra damage to their attack. In this case, this one has 4 health, but a veteran also has a higher chance to hit as well. Veteran cards will hit on a roll of 3, 4, 5, or 6, whereas a normal enemy or any of your starting recruits without a victory token will hit with a 4, 5, or 6. So to start, we're going to place the enemy in front of one of our recruits. In this case, I'm going to choose one with the higher health and stamina, just because we don't have any weapons yet, and I'm hoping that my recruit with the higher health will be able to outlast the new enemy. So we're just going to place a dice onto the enemy card to mark its health, and now we're going to move on to the combat phase. So since I don't have a weapon, I'm not going to use any stamina this turn, and I'll just go ahead and roll both dice. Alright, so since I'm not a veteran, I don't land a hit on anything other than a 4, 5, or 6. However, the enemy landed a 6 and does 1 hit to my recruit, bringing him down to 4 health. Alright, after that's complete, that's the end of your turn, and you can restart by training your recruits again. So as long as they're not in battle, you can increase their stamina by 1 point. And then draw another card. And now we've got our first item card, the Gladius. This one costs 2 gold, and to use it in battle, we're going to reduce our stamina by 1, and if we land a hit, it'll do 1 extra damage. So I'll spend the 2 gold to buy it, and since I already have an enemy in front of me, I'm going to equip it onto my second recruit. Alright, now that we're back in the combat phase, I'm actually going to use that sword by reducing my stamina by 1 point, and hopefully I'll land another hit and do some extra damage. Unfortunately, I didn't land a hit with a roll of 3, and I got hit by the enemy's roll of 6. So I bring my recruit's health down to 3, and we'll go back to the training phase. Alright, we're going to draw another card, and we've got our second enemy. The good news is he's not a veteran, but he does have 5 health. So he's going to take a little bit longer to defeat, so I think I'm going to put him on my recruit that has 5 health. Alright, we're going to mark the enemy's health, and we're going to go back to the combat phase for the first pair. And with a roll of 5 on each, we each land a hit, bringing us down to 4 health each. And on the next pair, I think I'm going to use my stamina again to try to get some extra damage. And no luck there, but he does land a hit, bringing me down to 2. Alright. For my next turn, we bring my last recruit up to its max stamina at 6, and we'll draw another card. And this one is the Plague card. It's an event card, which forces me to roll a dice for each recruit. And if I roll a 2 or under, I have to reduce my recruit's health by 1. So we'll roll for each recruit. Well, unfortunately, that's a hit against that recruit. It's not looking good for him. And that's 1 less on my third recruit. Alright, next up is the combat again. So for the first 2, I've landed a hit with a roll of 4, bringing him down to 3. And the second pair, it's looking pretty grim, but I'm going to use my last stamina, and we'll see what happens. And nothing there, and it looks like he's taken me out. So we're going to set the dice off to the side, and both my recruit and his equipped weapon are discarded. And not only that, but we've actually lost our progress against the enemy, and he's discarded as well. Since he's won the battle, he gets to live another day. And we're left with 2 recruits. Alright, next up, since my only recruit not in battle is already at maximum stamina, I can't train him any further, but what I can do is spend 2 gold to use the medic, or the medicus, which I think I'll do in this case. So it brings me down to 6 gold, and I'm allowed to heal my recruit by 1 health to 4. And now we're back to drawing a card. Now in this case, since I've drawn another recruit card, I have the option to pay 5 gold to add him to my Ludus. And since I'm down 1 recruit, I think that might be a good idea. Since it's so early on in the game, I want to make sure I have enough to make it through. So we'll place a health dice and a stamina dice back on top of the card, and we're back into combat. So nothing this turn, no one's landed a hit. And play will continue like that at the start of the next turn by training and fighting and advancing your recruits to the next level. As an example, if I defeated this enemy here, we collect 4 gold as shown in the top left under its rewards. And what we would also get is a victory token. And once we get the victory token, we're just going to place it above the recruit. And now that he has a victory token, that recruit is now a full-fledged veteran gladiator. And now he would hit on a roll of a 3 or higher. So he'd definitely be a prized gladiator to keep and hopefully try to keep alive. Also, if you lose a recruit in game that has a victory token, your Ludus still receives the reputation for all of his past wins. So what you do is just take your victory token and just place it off to the side of the playing area to keep track. So thank you all for watching. I hope this gives you a good idea on how to play the game. Feel free to leave me any feedback, either on the video or the game. It's much appreciated. If you'd like to pick up the Ludus, you can pick it up on thegamecrafter.com now. Thanks very much.